relationships with Cowboy players from Grambling or
Hey
guys
guys,
that
Mark
you were,
Holmes here. We're
you can
listening
see
to
yourself
Sports Talk
close
980 with
because it
Doug
always
Williams.
means more when you got a couple of dogs.
I think Emerson Walls, man.
Okay, that's right.
That's right about Emerson.
Go ahead.
I might
Should
be
be
the
Hall of
single
Fame.
most reason, and Emerson wouldn't agree with this, would be the single most reason he was able to make the Cowboy team. Because as a freshman, I threw against him every day. I made him the defensive back that he is. But he would confess to that because we had some great days on Grambling campus going against the freshmen and the redshirt team and stuff like that. And Emerson Walls has always been a ball hawk. And
There you go.
Even in when he came to Grambling, and he always was high confident, and we had a ball. And to see him make the team in Dallas was a good feeling because at that time, that's when you was taking a whole lot of people to camp. He went to camp with Dallas with
100. You're right. You're right.
And he came out as a
Redskins
rookie
are talking a lot of
free
smack
agent
this
and
week.
made that football team and led them in interceptions.
That's right. He's a terrific player, man. Like him a lot. You mentioned rivalries, and of course, Southern would be considered a rival. The fact that you have been in those, they go on for life.
You don't get rid of them. No matter what happened, no matter what year it's in, how long it's been. It's just something about the Redskins and the Cowboys.
Amen.
And, it just stands out, man. Even before I was able to come here as a player, even play in the league, you sat at home and you knew that the Dallas Cowboys was playing the Washington Redskins. It was something that got your attention for some reason or another. And
The air
I
was
think when you talk
electric.
about rivalries in the National Football League, there ain't a better rivalry than the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins.
And your quarterback, Alex Smith, and I see a dual track in this because your move from Tampa or you come into a different team doing USFL, so you moved around a little bit.
Moved around.
Yeah, but when you settled and the system met your skill sets, sky's the limit. Do you see that gap closing right now? It's only Alex's fifth game, but do you sense what I sense?
I think to his credit, he hadn't always been in a system like this. He'd been in a system, he moved more than anything. And I think eventually he's going to settle down. And he'd be the first to tell you when you watch tape, there's some things that he probably could have done better. And he's honest like that. And I think at the end of the day...
Okay, so this is Redskin Cowboys week, guys. What's crazy is they are literally making this like the Super Bowl in Washington here. They're bringing through, Doug Williams. They got World Grant. They've had Joe Theismann. They're bringing back all of the Redskin greats and stuff. They are pumping this thing up. We better be ready to strap up and kick some ass because I'm going to tell you, that crowd out there is going to be fired up. They're going to be ready to rock and roll, and the Redskins are hungry. But this brings up a great point to me because for all those people out there who say Dak sucks, Dak ain't nobody. Dak is, garbage. You know what? Here's the thing. You look at a guy, Doug Williams is a perfect example, in Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is one of those places that are quarterback killers. He got the hell beat out of him. He had no protection, but Doug Williams is a big man. I got a picture with Doug Williams. Doug Williams is tall, and he is thick. He's built like Dak is. He could take a hit because he took hit after hit after hit, and people thought, oh, man, he ain't no good. He's just an average quarterback. But you got him under Joe Gibbs. And as much as I hate the Redskins, you have to admire what Joe Gibbs was able to do. To win Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl with different quarterbacks is unbelievable. But what he did was he figured out what a guy does well. If I got to invent a new position, he came up with the H-back to make it succeed, then we have to do something different that people aren't expecting. He took Doug Williams, a guy who people thought was just an average quarterback, and he had the biggest second quarter in NFL history. They literally exploded. 3 touchdown passes in the second quarter on one leg. Super Bowl MVP. And that, my friends, is the difference of taking a guy that we look at and just say he's average. He's a bust. It's getting the most out of him, out of what he does well. It may not fit your philosophy exactly, but you figure out how to make it work with it, because it's all about getting first downs and getting in the end zone. I'm excited about this game. I'm enjoying listening to these old Redskins and, talking to my cousin who's a Redskin fan. I'm looking forward to seeing Kenny. We've been at FedEx Field the last 4 years. This will be 5 years in a row, man. The trash talking is as good as the game. I love it.
I was taking DJ to school, going over to Tampa Catholic, and
it's great hearing all these old players. Takes me back to my youth.
And I kept talking, and every time I say something, he say why. And I kept talking, he say why. After that fourth why, I'm driving down the highway, and before I knew it, I punched him in the chest, and he had lost all the air. and I told him, I say, GD, everything ain't got a why.
See, I know what you're talking about. I was just trying to figure out, what did you use? Was it an ironing cord? Was it a belt? Was it a broom?
That's back in the day when I grew up. That twitch.
See, Kello, you laughing over there because really,
I'm Mark Holmes, man. Like I got to get some work to do. Stay tuned today. We've got some bonus coverage for you getting ready for this Redskins-Dallas game. See you guys soon.